Please come up. Please find your seat. We're getting ready to start. Please find your seats, folks. We're getting ready to start. Please find your county in the area you were yesterday. Sitting with your county, please. Alternates will be in the back for right now. Delegation captains, your county captains, please be prepared to give a roll call of your delegates, and then we will see the alternates after that for any spots. Ladies and gentlemen, I call this meeting to order, the second caucus meeting of Senatorial District 22. As like yesterday, I want to open with prayer and pledges. We have a two-man husband and wife chapel team, which is pretty cool from our county. Terry Lubin and his wife Darla are both chaplains with the Sheriff's Department, and I've asked Darla to open them up today for us.
Thank you for standing. Father God, Lord, we come before you this morning. And Father, we are here to do the work of our great nation, Father. And Lord, we thank you for the great nation that you have given us. Father, we know that right now there is some unrest and maybe even jeopardy, Lord, for our nation. And we know that you have united our hearts and our minds to be here, Lord, to fight for the great country that you have given us. Lord, give us wisdom and give us direction, Father. For without you, we do not have the wisdom that is required, Lord, to do the things that need to be done. Father, we thank you for the people here that are present, Lord, for the time that they have taken, Lord, the willingness, Father, to be part of this procedure, Father. Lord, we just look to you, Lord, and we ask for your guidance, Lord, your wisdom and your blessing in our lives, Father. Thank you again for this great nation. Thank you, Lord, for the things that you have given us. Most of all, thank you for your Son, Jesus Christ, who died for our sins, Lord. We just love you and we give you praise and glory for all that you do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. And my flag bearer, where's he at? That wants to do the pledges again. There he is, back in back.
Greatest nation on the earth. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now the greatest nation on the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
All the things.
Thank you. So this is the second meeting and final meeting of the SD22 Caucus. Everybody, please take your seats and buckle up. We have a lot of voting today to do. Yesterday was kind of a trial run, so today has been really fast and furious. Again, I'm Steve Biggers. I'm the Hood County outgoing chairman, and it's getting closer for me to go out, actually. So, permanent. Since I've been elected as permanent caucus chair, we will now proceed to establish the voting members for this caucus, and the secretary will call roll from the list of delegates submitted to the state party. After the roll call, the secretary will announce the results. By county captains, county delegates, please stand up, announce your county, your name, and your total.
If you're a county captain, come on up to the mic so we can do it quickly. Bosque County. Comanche County.
Comanche?
Anybody?
Anybody from Comanche? Okay.
Check them in later. Eastland. Eastland County.
Did you tell me to come up to the mic?
That'd be great.
Okay. Eastland County, Robin Hayes, we have 10.
Awesome.
Thank you, Robin.
Ellis County.
Randy Bellaby, 18.
Erath County. 12 for those in the back. Falls County.
Ball County?
Hamilton County. Hill County.
Hill County still home largest buckets, even on that hard bottom pool, y'all stop and help our tax. Yeah, so that.
Hood County.
Hood County, Greg Carroll, we have 40 delegates present.
Wow.
Clinton County.
Clinton County has 36 and counting.
And Somerville.
Somerville has 5.
And Tarrant County.
Tarrant County has 12 and counting.
And, all right, Comanche County's here too. All right, so we have 147 delegates present. We have a quorum.
Okay. Which county? Right now, folks, if you have alternates, delegation captains, if you have alternates, please set those alternates in your spots.
Don't fall. I'm only working on like half a brain right now.
Alternates, you will continue with that space until a delegate comes in. After that, you're going to be asked to return to your alternate position.
Yes, I agree.
We need to give you an update.
We will update before we vote.
I mean, Kathy's.
Please set any alternates at this time.
So you know how to read.
Okay. Per our rules, ladies and gentlemen, the secretary has to read the minutes from yesterday and they have to be accepted.
Right, I'm going to give y'all an overview. If you want any details that are more than what I've said, please ask for them before we approve them. So we started the meeting at 2:30 yesterday. We elected Steve Biggers the permanent caucus chairman. He appointed myself, John Gimbel, as the secretary, Jackie Lopez, the parliamentarian, and both Dave Washam and Mark Lowry, sergeant of arms. The first vote was Steve Biggers being confirmed as permanent chairman, and he reappointed all of us as permanent officers for the caucus. Then we elected for credentials Jennifer Zarante, rules and order of business Leslie Thomas, legislative priorities Debbie Duke, platform resolutions John Carr, And state nominations, Kathy Ponce. And we adjourned at 4:23. Is there a motion to approve?
I move that we accept the minutes for yesterday.
Very good. We have a first, no changes. We have a first and a second. All in favor of these minutes, say aye. Aye. Very good. Thank you very much. So today is voting time, folks. We know that. We know what's going to happen. So this order of business is the very first thing we're going to do is elect our SREC committee man. After that, we will elect our SREC committee woman. Then we will go into the state chair position, state chairman position, and then the state vice chair position. So if you don't know who you're voting for, please take time to start during this SREC vote. Take time to start researching, because there's 7 people for the chair, and I believe 6 for the vice chair. So it's very important that we know who we're voting for. And then we'll canvass that election afterwards, and then we're out and we are done for the rest of the day. So, before we vote this time around, just because we've had a lot of activity coming in and out, we will take another roll call to adjust. John, you good with that?
Sure.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people have come in and alternates have been coming back and forth before we start nominating people. So we're getting into the SREC committee man, the SREC committee man. But let's take another roll call real quick. Hey folks, we're going to take a roll call real quick.
Right, we're going to try and speed these up, so our tellers are pre-counting stacks off of this roll call. So if you have an update between this roll call and when we actually vote, when you check in, tell me, and we'll update your number of ballots. Does that sound good to everybody? Okay, so Boston County. Hey. Comanche County. Eastland County.
No change.
Okay. Ellis County.
25.
Right. Erath County. 14. Falls County.
They're just coming in the door.
Okay, good. Falls here.
Fall, they just came in the door too.
Right.
Fall County, correct? From Fall County? Good, outstanding.
Way to make it. Hamilton County. Hill County.
Still perfect at 7.
Right. Hood County.
Hood County?
Which county is 45?
Right. Glenn County.
49.
Somerville County. Right. It's Aaron County. 17.
Again, if you have alternates that have taken places, I know Hood filled up, but if you have alternates, they need to be back in their alternate position. If not, they can stay in their position. Is there a delegate change over here? These delegates just coming in? 51.
51.
Okay. We'll help follow along here, ladies and gentlemen. This is the committee SREC'man. All right, committee man from the SREC. Delegates, our first order of business is to select a man or woman from the senatorial district, SREC, our executive, acts as the board of directors for the Republican Party of Texas and meets at least 4 times a year to conduct the business of the state party between the state conventions. The floor now is open for nominations for the position for state committee man. And let me tell you how this is going to work, okay? There's 5 minutes dedicated for nominations.
Point of order.
Yes.
3 minutes for
Say again?
3 minutes for SREC. Per supplemental rule. Where is it? Nominations, 3 minutes. Yeah, rule number 14. 3 minutes for SRC, 5 minutes for chair and vice chair.
Okay, they changed it to 3. Very good, thank you. So 3 minutes now. They did tell us that in the SD Caucus meeting to just leave everybody to 3. It makes it a lot easier. Okay, 3 minutes, you'll have a nomination, and then you can just nominate and sit down, and within that 3 minutes, people can, the candidate can come up and speak. Or if they want to allow someone else to speak, they can do that too. So, all right, the floor is open for nominations.
Point of information, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Just rereading rule number 14, is it your intent that nominations are names only until all names have been nominated? Then we start the 3 minutes, then we bar the door, then we hand out the ballots. Is that the
We
correct order?
get all nominations nominated.
And all speeches completed before we bar the door?
Exactly.
And no ballots until the door?
Exactly.
Thank you.
So everybody got that? All nominations, all speeches, before ballots leave this table, the doors will be locked. They can go from there. Okay, the nominations are currently open.
I would like to nominate John Carr, a true patriot and conservative Christian.
We have John Carr nominated as committee man for the SREC. Do we have any other nominations?
It is my pleasure to nominate Zach Maxwell, and he also is a true patriot.
We have Zach Maxwell. He has been nominated for the SREC committee man. Do we have any other nominations from the floor? If there are no other nominations, I'm going to close the nominations, and we will draw names out to see who gets to speak first. You have 3 minutes, candidates. You can take all that 3 minutes, or people can come to the mic and speak for you if you would like. Can I have our youngest teller come up here, please? We're going to draw the names. Mr. Carr is first, Mr. Maxwell is second. Let me get my clock started, John. There's 3 minutes, folks.
Thank you. I will be brief. I will not use the 3 minutes total. But I want to thank you for entrusting me from this job. This would be my 3rd time. And I hope you understand that I take it very seriously. And I have not missed but 1 meeting, and that was because we had a death I had to take care of. But what I really want to tell you is this. Our founding fathers gave us this constitutional republic, but it is the veteran, the one who stood on the firing line, that preserved it. Monday is Memorial Day. Now, we celebrate Memorial Day for those who are no longer with us. Veterans Day is the day we celebrate for those who are still around. But whether they died in battle or they died afterwards, we need to honor their sacrifice. Amen.
Anyone else that wants to step up to the mic and speak for Mr. Carr? He has a remaining 2 minutes.
I've served with John for the last 4 years as his woman. And the experience, y'all, is invaluable in the climate that we have in the meetings and understanding what's going on. And he has done such a great job and just been such a warrior for pro-life and other issues, but he's led the pro-life. And I would just encourage y'all to put him back in office. Thank you.
Thank you. Minute 30.
Minute 30. Mr. Chairman, delegates, my name is Chris DeCluid. I'm the chairman-elect of McLennan County, and I also served on the SREC many years ago. Qualities required of an SREC committee are time, which John has, commitment, which John has, integrity, which John has, and truthfulness, which John has. So I heartily suggest that we send John back down to Austin to bring our district's integrity to the SREC. So thank you.
50 seconds, Mr. Eagle.
I'm Dave Eagle, Hood County Commissioner, 2nd term. How do you feel about a person who runs in the Republican primary and after losing miserably, backs a Democrat opponent in the general? Zach Maxwell did that in Hood County. So please keep that in mind.
We have 30 seconds left. Anyone else for Mr. Carr?
Brad Holmes from Clement County Chairman. I will say that we had a pastor's breakfast for life that John Carr was the chair of, and it was an event that he organized. He was chair and brought all the pastors in a large area together to celebrate life and to watch the Abby Johnson video. It was amazing, and his commitment to pro-life issues. He's been on that committee for SREC. We couldn't do any better than John Carr, and I hope he'll re-elect him. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, Mr. Maxwell, your 3 minutes starts right now.
Thank you. I am a young conservative. I've spent many years, a lot of you have this paper right here. I apologize, some of you in the back don't have that because I didn't print enough. I printed over 350, so I apologize. So please share. But you'll see my experience on the back. Proof is in the pudding. I started my career very young in college at Baylor University. I've traveled the state giving speeches. I think that we need more young conservatives that are involved because the freedom does not pass through the bloodstream. Okay? I've got 4 kids. I have a vested interest in making sure that our future is protected. Okay? So again, I've got the conservative credentials. I've done more for the state of Texas in the conservative cause than many can say that, especially at my age. And you know, the crack about the Democrat deal. Here's the deal. I don't think that you can call me a Democrat because I don't think Democrats like me very much because right now Wendy Davis is suing me as well as several abortion providers because of my work in the pro-life movement. So if anybody wants to call me a Democrat, I'd like to put my credentials next to yours. Thank you.
Next speaker for Mr. Maxwell.
Hey everybody, I'm Kat Parks. I'm your immediate past vice chair of the Republican Party of Texas. I want to speak today for Zach Maxwell. I have a question for all of you. And that question is when someone goes down to Austin, it should be a two-way communication factor, not just of them going to Austin to represent you, but what communication are you giving to them? So the question I would pose to each one of you is, what is your existing relationship with your committee man? How many times has he called you to actually ask you what your input has been? And is he actually relaying your vote, or what is he voting for? Zach Maxwell, you can count on for transparency. He brings up a good point. We argue here about how we need young people to join the party, we need young people to vote. Let's honor the young people who are stepping up, leading the way, and make space for them to go ahead and move forward and lead with us. Thank you, Zach.
Thank you very much. We've got 45 seconds left.
I won't be nearly that long. I'm Tony Mobley. I'm from Hood County. Most of you have heard about what the train wreck the Republican Party of Hood County is, and I think you just saw why. Mr. Eagle personally attacks Mr. Maxwell. I don't know Mr. Carr. Both the candidates are probably very good people who will do a very good job for this party and for our area, and that's all we ask. But for to come up here and personally attack somebody, and your main weapon you throw at them is they're a Democrat, I voted for that Democrat too. I voted for that Democrat because he's a better person than the person that got up here. Thank you.
7 seconds left.
Wow.
Time is up.
So, affirmed. Accountability.
Let me just brag on my county for a second. I'm the chairman of Hood County. We have a full delegation back there, folks. The train wreck is not a train wreck. It's very actively involved people. I'm going out swinging, and we know that, and my county is very well represented today. So it's not a train wreck. For the next order of business, we will be closing the doors and votes will be going out. Ballots will be going out. County delegations, come up and get your ballots. Tell them your count up here. Your new count up here. Tell the secretary your new count. It was changed. there for a second.
Yeah, go ahead and put Alice on.
Again, put your county name, folks, put your county on the ballot. And you can put John, Jon, or Zach. Delegation captains, please listen, please listen. Just collect your votes and bring them up here during this process. You don't have to separate them out into names. The tellers will do their job because this is 7 candidates coming up for state chairman, and we don't want to separate them in the caucus. Please bring them up and let the tellers do their job. Get parliamentary procedure clearing on that, sir. I did have a question, folks, just to clarify. Everybody listen up real quick. In today's world, someone did question me about where the mail-in ballots are counted. They haven't been delivered yet.
Across the street, City Hall.
You have the floor. You can talk into it.
How many folks watched Mr. Trump in the Bronx yesterday? Holy cow.
Standing up there. I thought you were talking to me.
Did I say God?
I did.
Usually if I'm going to talk about you behind your back, it's in a public house.
Talk to me in front of
I know. I do.
That's the way to do it.
I'm okay with
Probably
that.
get a redirect.
You know?
Like that guy a while ago, right?
Right? You know, I'm like, okay.
I'm like, shots fired at 8:15. Wow.
You know, I'm like, that's going to be part of my nomination speech, the candidate speeches, like, you know, I mean, in our government, I don't know. You know?
And truly, if we had much of a libertarian party, I'd probably be there.
Right?
Some
Yeah.
of these stupid Republicans.
You know, I was telling this LP guy, I'm like, and he's like, why aren't you guys checking out the new Detroit Pride? I'm like, because it's kind of
We need Republicans that are going to stand for this platform, but not just anything.
We need workers, period.
Exactly.
And the LP's not a working party.
That's right. I mean, let's face it.
You know? But yeah, we just set up
It's called
consequences.
humanity. It's called
Right.
humanity.
They can't come in.
I know. As long as people don't come in, the fact that they're coming out.
Hey. I did that yesterday. I have to do some.
They didn't let you in. You got a big taco.
Yeah, I'm
here.
Otherwise,
I'm not going to call point of order on letting somebody out, but they better not be letting people back in.
No, they're not. And they're not. They didn't let me back in.
Do you have a presentation with the whip today?
Maybe.
Yesterday.
He's cracking.
I didn't see a whip.
Oh, no, see the whip on stage.
Oh, I was not to the early one. The morning.
Both of them, yes.
I didn't see that. I missed it.
I'll recap.
You're so funny. I'm this woman, but you know what? You should probably run because someone got more balls than who does it anyway.
Yeah, but Amy, what did you say? There were 4,000 people in the crowd yesterday? Maybe?
I don't know, I couldn't see them because the lights
Vice chair people in the front chair, there were 4,000 people in the crowd. They more back.
Yesterday was a May election turnout. Today is going to be a November election turnout.
Today she was the first speech. No,
No,
you're the last.
The wrap-up speech.
Right after lunch.
I'm over here trying to be I'm sitting there and I was like, no, that's what guys Oh, this is SD22.
I don't really care if the cold washes up and down.
Eric, even if Leslie's the only one who nominated, I probably won't be I probably won't be
I wasn't.
Ask Kathy if she wants to run. Make sure she's running.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, all the ballots are in and the tellers are doing their work right now. We have people outside wanting to join. So, Mark, Dave, we can open the doors up. Your delegation strength will probably change with these people coming in, so please be aware that we need a new count. Okay, folks, you take your seats. Folks, take your seats. We're ready to start this next one right after this. So, here are the numbers. Ladies and gentlemen, here are the numbers. Mr. Carr, in the weighted vote, Mr. Carr 252.46, Mr. Maxwell 110.36, 4.18, abstaining, totaling to 367. Congratulations, Mr. Carr. You're going to be very happy. So, the next process is for committee woman. So we will be opening up nominations now for the committee woman from the floor, and they are open. Name, county, and who you're nominating.
Okay, Debbie Duke, I'd like to thank y'all for letting me serve as your SREC for the last 4 years, and it's with great confidence that I nominate Lester Thomas.
So we have Leslie Thomas nominated from the floor. Any other nominations? Are there any other nominations from the floor?
No.
At this time, the nomination, oh, sorry, sir.
I was just going to move that we close nominations and elect Leslie Thomas back.
You took the words right out of my mouth, sir. Congratulations, Leslie. Say something, please.
I'll take my 3 minutes.
Yeah. Hey, and Leslie, we are timing you, okay?
Okay. I plan on going to all of your CEC meetings. I plan on being there and letting you know what the SREC is. My primary job is to make sure that we're responsive to your needs. So your CEC is the ground force. If you need anything from us to change policy or resources, I promise that I will work with you on that. If you need anything to know about procedure, maybe some gossip, just call me. I have lots of business cards. You have my cell number. Really, call me, because I had 6 kids and I only have 1, and I'm really kind of lonely. And anyway, thank you.
Chairman, point of order, Bill Eastland, Tarrant County, we need to have a vote to make it legal, please.
Okay. We need to have a vote to make it legal.
It can't be a voice vote.
Yeah, we'll do it by voice vote. I'm just making notes. Okay, close the doors, please. Delegations.
Point of order. As I understand the Robert's rules, that by acclamation you do not, that is a correct parliamentary maneuver to vote by acclamation. When you're unopposed, that's legal.
Exactly.
We do not need to have an actual, well, he meant we need to have a vote by acclamation, so you should say, is there opposition? And not seeing none, then that's vote by acclamation. But that is a legal Robert's Rules of Order maneuver to vote by acclamation when it's unopposed.
Point is, there still needs to be a voice vote, which was not taken.
Or at least ask for, not voice vote, but ask for objection, and that's by acclamation.
Yeah. So, okay, so everybody clear on that? We have a motion to vote, we have to vote, then we're gonna have a voice vote, or any objections on that, or you can certainly abstain from even voice voting. So, all in favor, voice vote, say aye for Leslie Thomas. Aye. Any opposed? Again, Leslie, congratulations, but you don't get another 3 minutes. All right, this time, there is a Rule 42 for those of you SREC people. Rule 42, you shall disclose if you've had any money given to you, whether it's received compensation for any elected official, registered lobbyist, or political action committee. Please disclose this at this time. Mr. Carr.
While I wish that were true, it's not.
Ms. Thomas.
The only money I've been given is from my husband.
Amen.
Again, congratulations, you guys. What we're going to do, we have, everybody know who Dr. Tom Overson is? He's going to be in the building here in just a second. I got notice. And we also have, Leslie, let's go ahead and auction off the items that, if you guys recall, now the official SREC people. Remember, we have the scarf, and we have the 9999 silver bolo coin with Trump's mugshot on it. That's going to be auctioned off. So, are there any auctioneers in the room? Will? Man, so many talents.
All right. So CRC is about raising money to help downstream candidates. You always have to be building a bench if you're going to keep winning, right? And where does our bench usually come from? Our locally elected officials. That's how somebody learns how to run, learns how to meet their voters, learns how they have to respond to their constituency. So it is a great training ground to bring our next bench. Takes money to win elections. So let's raise some money this morning, folks. What we have before you this evening is this very rare, very luxurious, wrong way. There we go. Beautiful scarf. Oh, I grabbed it backwards. I had it right the first time. I should left that way. All right. Beautiful Texas flag emblazoned on this very luxurious scarf. Wonderful accessory to go with whatever you're wearing, all right? Especially in all of your events. So, at the very minimum, I think we need to start off with $250. What are you talking about? Who all here? There's a man who believes in patriots and liberty and winning elections. I have $250. Right here, $275. Ah, $275 in the back. There's a person who knows what's going on. How would you like to be a part of that club? At $300. It's going to get somebody elected, folks. There's $300. All right, the people in the back must be the true Baptists back here, the true faith. I don't see any hands raised in the front row here. I'll go easy on you. We'll go 325. 320. There she goes. All right, 325. It's beautiful. It's going to look good for you. My wife loves scarves. It takes any outfit, you throw it on, even in August, you elevate your wardrobe, and everybody thinks you're something you're not. 350. 350. 350. There's 350 in the back. Somebody who understands what Neiman Marcus marketing is all about. All right. 375. 375. Oh, come on, I want to get to at least 500. We got to get to 375 first. Come on now. You're at 375. It's early. Your coffee hasn't kicked in. I understand. So raise that hand slowly. 375. Man. 375 going somewhere. Oh, there's 375. Hey! All right. 400. Can we get to 400 to get people elected to office? Oh, there's 400. The back is doing so much better than the front. Poor woman's probably an alternate who's just here on the business department trying to be a part of the process, and she's doing more than the delegates. Where are we at? 4, 5, 400. All right. Everybody 4. Let's hear 4. $400. I know you want to keep hearing me talk, but the customer's going to stop. We're going to stop. 400. Hey, there you go. Now there's a man who needs to keep raising his hand right there. All right, so we're at 400, 425. Yeah! All right, we got it going down. All right. If I did a really fast talk, I had my mouth too dry. I can't do it. 450. 450. 475. 475. I like it. 475. 500. There. I knew we'd get to 500 this morning. We're at 525. 525. On 525. 2 5s and 2. That's easy money. Come on. 525. We're at 500, 525, 525, there we go, 550. You do it. Oh, come on, man. Come on. He's out. You out? Oh, okay. 525. We got the 5. I'm sure it's good. 525 going once. 525 going twice. Thank you for helping the party. 525. How do you pick? Where do you money? We want to hear So for the winner, come get your scarf and we explain how easy it is for you to make that payment. 545. Lady in the back of the one, just go ahead and come up here if you would please. So Leslie, get you the scarf. All right. What can we do? Yeah. That this goes in? Ooh. Okay. All right. So that was for the ladies. For the gentlemen. Ladies can wear this too. It's not turquoise, but it is solid silver. And this is the picture of scowling Trump. All right, the mugshot. The man makes gold out of everything. Who else can make money out of a mugshot than Donald Trump, right? Beautiful. Picture of where he's going to be here in a couple months in the White House on the back. Fits into this lovely bolo. You may think I'm not a bolo man, but if this guy Trump in the middle, everybody's going to love you. They're going to know where you stand and you're going to look good. All right. Once again, we're raising money to give our next round of folks elected. Let's start at $100. Who'd like to air? Oh, this is going to be fun. We got a lot of 100. 125. 125 we're in. 150. 150. All right. 175. 250. Oh, this is going to go. All right. Now we got a player. Heck with messing around. Let's get this thing done. We're at 250. 275. 230. This is great. Y'all understand the program now. Don't worry. We're in the first round. We're here now. You're waiting. We're at 300. 325. 350, we're moving in the right direction, folks. Let's keep it going. 350, 375, 375. We're at 350. Now, come on. I saw those. There we go. There's 375 in the back. 400. I like teamwork. This is working good. We're at 400, 425. We're at 425. 450. 450, 425, 425, 450. 450. It's just great. There it is, 450, 475. Ready to get it, 475? 500. 500. All right, I feel like I did my job. We got both of these up to 500, but I want to do better. 525. 525 in the back. Right here at 550. Don't think of it as an expense. Think of it as an investment. Oh. Hey, with inflation, your profit looks better than you think. Go to 550. 550. We're at 550. Here's 575. 575. There we go. 570. There's a man who's selling commodities. He's making money. I like it. 600. Oh! There we go. We're all right. 600. We're at
at 625. If you want to do your bolo, you're going to go to 650. So, I like confidence. 650, 675. We're at 675. 700. Who is doing a good job for you today? All right, we're 700, we're 725. DJT, all right, 725. I like it. 750. 750. Y'all is gonna go, golly, that's a lot of money for a bolo. It is. Have y'all never been a part of your community and auctioned on a stupid rabbit for $2,000? Come on. We're talking about saving our country here. All right. We're at 7. Okay, I got this. Where are we at? 725? 725. You're 725. 750. 750. You're 775. 775. Folks, you may think you're a patriot, but when you're willing to put your money in line and put your money where your mouth is, that's where it's at. You're at 775. 8. Do I hear 825? 850. 875. This 9 to you. 875. Lady says, let's go. You ready to go to 925? He says, I'm already there. Do you want to go to 950? Lady took a shortcut. She's already ahead of you at the restaurant. 950. Make it even. Oh, he likes zeros. I like zeros too. We got a comma. Can we add $25 to that comma? Yeah, 1,025. You in? $1,000 all in? So, thank you, sir. I've been to these where we raised like $200 for CRC folks. We almost raised $2,000. Way to go. Thank you very much. Sir, if you can come forward and get your bolos, so let's explain how to get it. Oh, and I'm glad to support this because actually, y'all heard from my wife, our state representative, Angela Orr. When she first came to office, she was a CRC recipient. She was a district clerk, and she ran to get the last Democrat out of the Hill County Courthouse. And CRC gave her money to help with ads. She won, and they did a little promotional video about her to help explain that process. And just to that point, you got to build your bench. You never know who's going to come forward. So somebody who started off just wanting to get rid of a Democrat is now serving as a state rep. So thank you. This money goes to help.
Thank you, Will. Your county chairs that are incoming or if there's a runoff, you will get information on this. John's very diligent about sending stuff out. And it's very, you just heard a first-hand testimony right there, so we appreciate it. Hey, Mark, is Dr. Olson in yet? No? You know where he's at, man? Because we're getting ready to get into some pretty heavy voting. Is he here, Mark? 3 minutes? Okay. 30 seconds. Okay, 30 seconds. One quick announcement for the SREC people, just for you guys to know, if you want to know who the incoming and what's going on with their meeting. It's in 225 A, B, and C today, and so you can swing by there and you'll see R2 New and everybody else that's involved with it. And then we're getting ready to hear from Dr. Olson. go.
You can just walk straight across.
Folks, Dr. Alderson's here. We just want to hear from him for about 3 minutes. You have up to 3 minutes, sir, and then we'll get into the committee chair or the state chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, SD22. My name is Tom Oliverson. I'm the state representative from House District 130, which is Northwest Harris County. I'm running to be your next Texas Speaker of the House. You sent us a powerful message on Election Day. You told us that the people of Texas, Republican primary voters, were not happy with the status quo of the Texas House, and you wanted to see some things change. I want you to know that I heard you. So I decided to file my candidacy to be Speaker of the House so that I could offer the change that I believe that you're looking for. And that is, primarily, that the Republican caucus should govern as a majority and should not depend on the support of Democrats in order to be able to govern. And so if I'm elected Speaker of the Texas House, I will go to the floor with 76 Republican votes and no Democrat votes. We will govern as a majority. And that means that there will be no Democrat chairs as long as I'm chair. And that also means that we won't let your priorities die on the vine as payment for supporting the Speaker or the Democrats. Because when you govern by coalition, you have to give people stuff in order to keep their support. And it's time for that to change. Now that may mean that we fight a little bit more. That may mean that we have some late nights. I'm not afraid of that. I signed up for that. Debate is good. Disagreement is fine. But we will get our work done. We're going to reform the parliamentary process. Right now we have an Obama lawyer as our parliamentarian. And it wouldn't probably surprise you to know that there are conservative bills that die as a result of points of order. And this whole process has been weaponized against members, not only to punish conservatives, but as a tool for leadership to punish members who stepped out of line. I'm going to change all of that. You should not have to be a lawyer to pass a bill in the Texas House. But you know that when I passed the gender modification ban in the Texas House, you may recall that it took me 3 times just to be able to lay that bill out. Do you know why? Because there were points of order that were called on that bill. The first one that was called, that was sustained by our parliamentarians, was because I used the word pediatrics instead of pediatrician. And that was supposedly substantially misleading. That has to change, friends. We can't keep doing things that way. We also need to get started sooner. Have you ever noticed that the Senate gets to work right away, working long hours, getting things done, and we go out and party for the first 60 days? Even though we have the constitutional authority to take up any emergency action item that the governor declares an emergency and bring that to the floor expeditiously within the first 60 days, we don't do that. We use the clock as a way to kill your business, and I'm tired of that, and it's going to stop. My name is Tom Oliverson, and I'm running to be your Texas Speaker of the House. Thank you very much.
Again, thank you, Doc. So we are going to start the process for the state chairman. The next order of business is the caucus recommendations for the state chairman. The state chairman of the Republican Party of Texas is responsible for leadership, direction, and finances of the Republican Party of Texas. The state chairman presides over the executive committee members and also serves the Republican National Committee. This permanent caucus that we will do this time around, the chairman reminds the delegates that the votes in today's caucus are recommendations only. Understand there are 31 of these happening, which according to these rule number 41, are sent to the state nominations committee from the nominations forwarded to the committee by all district caucuses. The state nominations committee by majority chooses the one person to be submitted for the convention as the nominee, and the chairman, state chairman, and one member of the nominating committee must support the nominee for at least the first ballot during the state nominations committee. Understand that. Who we elected yesterday will take that to that meeting with us. So the convention supplement rules allow for nominating and seconding speeches for nominees to the office of state chairman not to extend 3 minutes, correct? 5. Did you keep that at 5? All right. So it's 5 now still. Including a candidate to speak for his or her own behalf. So if the candidate's in the room or someone that wants to speak for them. In case of more than one nominee, either position voting will be by secret ballot, just like we've done that before. The floor is now open. The floor is now open for nominations. We'll start with mic number 1.
Brad Holm from McLean County, I nominate Matt McCogian.
Give us time to write everything down. Mic number 2.
Bill Eastland from Tarrant County. I nominate Dr. Dana Myers.
Mic number 1.
Jackie Schlegel, Tarrant County, and I proudly nominate Mike Garcia.
Number 2.
Eric Blake from Ellis County, I nominate Amy Headkey.
Number 1.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. John Carr from McLean County. I nominate Abraham George.
Number 2.
Jerry DeVisser, Eastland County, I nominate Ben Armenta.
We have 6 nominations. Are there any other nominations?
Weston.
Larry Phillips, let's make it 7. SDE. Tomorrow, he'll nominate Weston Martinez.
Mr. Chairman, that's exactly who I was going to nominate, was Weston.
I would have nominated Weston.
We have a full pitching roster, folks. We have all 7 of them.
But I would have nominated Weston.
The way the rules state now is when we vote, if no one gets 51% the first go-around, that the bottom person, whoever the last person is, drops off. These changed this
That'll
year.
be me.
From years in the past. That person would drop off, then we go back and do another round of voting. Then the same thing just happens until someone gets 51%. So delegation captains, we're going to need your current count again when you come up. And please, Mark, please close the doors.
Speeches.
Mr. Chair.
Oh, close the nominations. No.
I think inquiry.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Let's close the nominations and then we'll do speeches.
We do.
Sorry.
Okay, that was my question.
Right. Everybody's all excited to vote. I know I am. So nominations are closed. First nominee was Matt. So 5 minutes for anyone that wants to speak. Hold 1 second.
Can we do without objection, just speak in order that we were nominated? Is that allowed?
In the meantime, make sure your delegates get all your counts and we're doing everything squared away on that.
Made in order determined by law, Rule 14.
Wait, what?
Speech is made in order determined by lot. Random draw. I don't know if it's a deep draw. But it is a little more fair than whoever got the mic first.
Young teller again. Okay, folks, listen up. This is the way we're going to do this. Since there's people, you get the 5 minutes. If you wanted to speak for the candidate, once the order is announced, please come up here and in line. It'll go much quicker than coming up to the mic so we can get through this. First person, Dr. Dana. Everybody for Dana, please come on up and stand right here. Ben Armenta's next, along this wall. Anybody that wants to speak? Matt's next on the deck. Amy. Abraham. So, everybody that wants to speak for Dr. Dana is up first.
Where's Steve?
We have 5 minutes. Order, please. Order. Order, please. Order.
My name is Bill Eastland. I'm from Tarrant County, for those of you that don't already know me. I am proud to support Dr. Dana Myers and her campaign for the Republican Party of Texas chairman. Over the past 4 years, as the vice chair of this party, Dana has significantly contributed to Texas and the Republican Party. Harris County GOP, she is the Harris County GOP vice chair. I'm sorry, not was, but is. She has managed to unite county party leadership in order to win elections. I know that they also have a very good local government program in place in which they vet candidates and endorse candidates, and they have been reasonably successful in a difficult county, and that's important. As RPT State Party Vice Chair, she's traveled statewide to train county party leadership, ensuring Republican victories. She has mobilized voters through phone calls and block walking efforts with the American Strike Force. She's the Vice President for membership of the Texas Federation of Republican Women Executive Board and President of the Magic Circle Republican Women. She led one of the largest TFRW clubs in the state. Dana is an experienced leader and has stellar problem-solving skills due to her time as a medical doctor and a trauma surgeon. Her attention to detail and positive view towards outcomes is unmatched. We need leaders familiar with state party operations, not outsiders who are unfamiliar with our conservative values. With only 5 months before the vital election that will guide the direction of our country, we don't have time to train newcomers, especially with Dana, such a strong candidate who has been in the trenches fighting for our values and training party leaders across the state. Dana is committed to rebuilding the party's statewide network and infrastructure, raising more money from diverse sources, recruiting and training candidates and volunteers, and reaching more voters. She advocates for individual freedom, limited government, border security, election integrity, the sanctity of life, law and order, fiscal responsibility, and free markets. Please join me in supporting Dr. Dana Myers for RPT Chairman. Together, we can secure our party's success. Thank you very much.
I won't take nearly that much time. I am Sheena Rodriguez. I am from Tarrant County, and I am a staunch advocate for and supporter and fierce fighter for border security and the pro-life arena, the pro-life movement. And I can tell you that I got to know Dana and her husband down along the border, constantly being down there. And so I know and I can trust her to push forward the border security efforts along with the pro-life movement and make sure that we are helping to continue to save precious, innocent Texas babies. And so that's why I'm up here, and I encourage you guys to please support her. I know that she will get the job done. She is a proven conservative, and everyone will have a seat at the table. Everyone. And so I just want to encourage you guys to please consider voting for Dana. Thank you, guys.
Howdy. Come on, y'all. Howdy. Wake up. My name's Anita Moore. I'm from Tarrant County, and I am a very first-time delegate, so I'm very nervous. Please bear with me. I wrote a big, long speech, but I'm not going to say it today. I passed out, what are these called? Push cards. Excuse me. Thank you. For Dana, she's got 4 of them, and if you look at these, she's got anywhere from her leadership skills, her past performance, her accolades. She is a proven leader, as this lady before me just said. She is boots on the ground. She's traveled more than 120 counties, training precinct chairs, talking to people. She goes out there and meets you at your level and wants to work with every one of us. Everybody does have a seat at the table, and Dana is the one that is going to get us that. Thank you.
So that was it for Dana. 5 minutes. And Ben is up next. Any candidates want to speak for Ben?
Hi, my name is Jerry Bishop from Eastland County. I want to recommend and strongly recommend Ben Armenta to you. Ben is an outsider, and I think that is a good thing. It's not that he can't run an organization. In fact, I think that's what you're voting for, is who can run an organization. You're not running for political office. And if you've got a bunch of experience in the Republican Party lately, it's unfortunately not been that great. And that's the reason all these candidates up here are talking about taking it back. Well, how did we get in this position? By establishment people not delivering results. I'm about results. I'm a Marine officer and a pilot, and I run an organization too. And I'd rather have a businessman who is an outsider. You ever heard of that before? Kind of like Trump, right? I want a businessman who can deliver results. Ben's plan is to give you quarterly statements, to give you an opportunity to put your money where you want. He's the only one that talked about all 254 counties. He's the only one who had a plan that said, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here's how I'm going to do it. Everybody else is giving you political speeches. Well, they're not running for that office. You're running an organization that is poorly run right now. 4 people. Like, how do you, it's not even really an organization. So I'm asking you to consider not a person running for an office, but a person that can run an organization. And Ben is going to do that. He's done it in his own life. He's been a community organizer on different levels for the Right to Life and for the Hispanic organization for Republicans. And so this is why I'm asking you to consider Ben, strongly consider him, when you may not have before. Because this is the guy who can run an organization and deliver results, and he'll take your gifts of the $1,000 and the $500, and he's going to expect a return on investment for that. He's not going to just spend money, and he's going to go all the way down to the school board races in every single county and put pressure on those white spaces that the Democrats have filled up and the Republicans have unfortunately left for dead. We need somebody that's going to go after every single position, put the Democrats on notice, and go after every single county, every single race that we can. Build that team, and he's the one that's talking about doing that. Not just at the state level, but at the smallest justice level that we've got. So I recommend that.
Next is Matt.
Good morning. Again, my name is Brad Holland. I'm from Waco. You know, this chairman's race has gotten so crazy, hasn't it? I'm willing to bet a few of you have gotten a text message or two about this race. I'm just guessing. You might have gotten a text message or two. I'm about ready to put my family's ready for me to take my phone off and do not disturb because they can't reach me either, but I find that to just turn it off. But what does that tell you? The way you reach voters these days is by text message. We all kind of know that, right? I mean, it's kind of a given. And how many of you have used the state-issued texting app that the Republican Party of Texas has given us to reach voters? Oh, no, there really isn't one. No, there isn't one. You would think that about the most low-hanging fruit would be to have a texting app for all 254 counties and text the new movers list. I mean, if you had to do one thing as a county, that would probably be it. Or how many of you have used our fancy block walking app that integrates with GOP Data Center so that when you go up to a house, it knows where you're at and it knows exactly who's there and you get all the data right there in your hand? I mean, that's doable. Some states do it.
We have it.
Yeah, all right. I'm just saying, I don't think it is done very much, and frankly, I don't believe that.
How many of y'all have used the walking app?
There is a walking app. It doesn't interact with GOP Data Center. I'm just saying, I think I've been a state party, or I've been a county party guy for 8 years. I am retiring, but I just think we need to rethink our state party. The fellow that spoke before me is right. Four employees even McLennan has one employee, which it used to. I saw speeches the other day. I saw 6 people, very capable people. I know a lot of them. I know David Myers. But I saw 6 that I think would do about status quo or worse. And I saw one candidate who I think is really trying to think of Republican Party Texas 2.0. I mean, we need an overhaul of about everything. When was the last time the state party even issued us materials to really go out and print en masse? I mean, we have to generate all that pretty much on our own county level. And I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I've been a county chair for 4 years. And I can tell you the number of things that the county gives us, the state gives us to print. Even why I'm a Republican, we have to generate that ourselves in Spanish and English. There's just so many more resources that the state should be doing for all 254 counties. We need to rethink the whole darn thing. And the one limiting factor that's been that way is money. And I hate to say it, but we know in politics that makes the world go round. And I think if there's one candidate who can raise the kind of money that the Republican Party of Texas needs to truly overhaul its system, I mean truly overhaul its system, to make it 10 times more than what it is, I think Matt Mackowiak is that person. He is that person. Everything Matt has touched has grown, has flourished, and increased its budget many, many fold. He has the potential to bring millions of dollars in right away. He spent the last week with President Trump. He's very well connected with Ted Cruz. I'll say this too. There used to be a guy named Chet Edwards, which many of us know. We couldn't get rid of him. He was the Democrat back in our congressional district. We tried and tried and tried to get rid of Chet Edwards. And finally, one year we did with Bill Flores. But you know who scripted and ran Bill Flores' campaign was Matt Mackowiak. He's the one that got rid of Chet Edwards for us here in Central Texas. And I think we owe him. That was a huge deal. And Matt knows campaigns. He's run campaigns. He's been a political consultant. I don't think there's really anybody better to truly rethink the Republican Party of Texas, which is what I think we need. Because I think if we vote anybody else, we're going to be back here in 2 years still saying we need a better texting app that people actually use, a better block walking app that interacts with GOP Data Center, and we need more flow so that we don't have to reinvent the wheel 254 times in this state of Texas to run GOP campaigns. We need a state organization that leads our counties, not one that just is there as an information source when we ping them. And that's about what they are. So I heartily endorse Matt Mackowiak. I think if you're going to truly redo the Republican Party of Texas, and it needs a redo, Matt's the person to take us to the top of the hill. Thank you. Amy's up.
Eric Blake from Ellis County. I hope you got to hear Amy on stage yesterday, our very own Amy got up there and talked about party transparency. How did you hear about the pre-convention meetings on Zoom? Was it through something the RPT sent you, something your SRE sent you, or was it from Amy's live stream? I heard about it from Amy. We clearly need to know what the party is up to and how we can help. The GOP platform may advocate against transparency, but we value transparency. That, Amy.
Nothing like the dad jokes, right? I do like transparency, and that's one of the things that I have really tried to do since getting involved in the party is win or lose on an election, you show up, you find out what's going on, and you communicate it back to the people that are around you. There really is a lot of gatekeeping on basic information in the party, and that needs to change. And I'm going to ask that that start with all of you. When you find out that something is happening, please share it publicly. And I would like to encourage our SREC members to please do more of that moving forward, even though you're not really on Facebook. Also keep in mind that your state chair is going to be a member of the Republican National Committee. And the RNC does take multiple votes on a lot of different resolutions. And there is no record roll call vote on those. So find out if they're willing to get some actual video of those meetings so they can show you how they voted. Because you can take someone's word for how they voted, but at the end of the day, you need a record. You need a record. This has been one of the worst conventions that I have seen lately as far as noticing delegates goes. The pre-convention Zoom meetings were great. If you have not seen them, please go look at them. It's a really great opportunity to see just how much was simply clerical versus how much they hacked and slashed at your resolutions. So check that out. And I do hope that whoever ends up being state chair, hold them accountable to sending more notices to the delegates. Because this is already a very tough week. Yesterday was a long week. But this whole thing is a lot of information. It's hard for even veteran convention goers. This is tough. There's a lot going on. Information. Please get it. Check out the Republican Party of Texas Convention website if you have not already, and navigate through it. And just think of how much could be on there. It took them forever just to get the rules stuff on. But with that being said, thank you. I'll talk to you guys later.
Speaker for Mike Garcia.
My apologies, don't hold it against me. All right, I am Jackie Schlegel with Tarrant County, and I'm proudly here to support Mike Garcia. Let me ask you a question. Are y'all ready to obliterate the Democrats in November? Okay, I need a little bit more enthusiasm when we're talking about this, because I think the most important thing that we have to understand, I can stand here and I can talk to you about Mike Garcia, his long history and his family, 8th-generation Texan, and the proven history that he has serving the state of Texas. I worked with him for 10 years in Austin to pass priority conservative legislation. And I'm so proud of all of his efforts. And I'm going to tell you, when he called me and asked for my endorsement, out of the gate, I knew he was the person we need to help us get conservative policy to the finish line. But I said, Mike, I know your work in Austin. I know what you fight for. I know your open door policy when you work with legislators for us as advocates to come into your office and speak about legislation. But my number one concern right now for our party is our fundraising. How on earth are we going to defeat the Democrats if we don't get our bank account up? Hear me out, y'all. We have have to go into November stronger than we have ever been. I grilled him for 45 minutes on how are you going to win down ballot. We need the largest voter turnout that Texas has ever seen, and we have to send a message that Texas is staunchly conservative. I'm so proud and so honored to be here to compel you. Please consider Mike Garcia. He is the one who has a proven track record of passing legislation, of working with pro-life, pro-medical freedom, all of the issues, border security, all of the issues that we ask our legislators. He has been there working with them. Executive Director of the Freedom Caucus, Chief of Staff, Texas Public Policy Foundation. He has been there fighting, and he is going to raise the funds and the money we need to defeat the Democrats in November. I urge you to vote Mike Garcia. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Lisa Healy and I'm from Ellis County, and I'm here also to encourage you all to consider Mike Garcia. Mike will provide the leadership and strategy to make the party's legislative priorities the law of the land. Mike has a proven track record of passing major pieces of legislation while working at the legislature with the Freedom Caucus. Mike helped to pass several major pieces of conservative legislation, including constitutional carry, a ban on men participating in women's sports, a prohibition of critical race theory in public schools, election integrity reforms, property tax relief measures, and many pieces of pro-life legislation. Mike understands the legislative process, and he has single-handedly killed more Democratic legislation than all the candidates running combined. We need an experienced, proven leader for our party, and Mike Garcia is that leader.
Abraham George.
Good morning again, everyone. Thank you for electing me, by the way. I really appreciate that. And before I say anything else, may I recognize Congressman Pete Sessions, CD 17. You're going to hear from him in a minute, but I saw him there on one thing that we are blessed with in this particular moment are good candidates running for chair. You know, if Sam Slug was running, it'd make it very easy, but we have good people with a lot of talent running. It makes it very hard to make a decision. If you are like me, you studied the candidates, you looked at all the things that they say and have done, and it makes it hard. But somewhere along the line, you have to make a decision. And I did that, and I vacillated between several of these candidates, but I came down and I landed on Abraham George. And here's the reason why. I worked with Abraham on the SREC directly, and Abraham is a principled individual. He is a conservative of conservatives. He is dedicated to the party. He is strong in his will, and he works diligently and hard to see things done to make this party stronger and win at the polls. Okay. Thank you. So I'm going to sit down and let these others talk too, but please consider Abraham George.
I'm Paula Ansel from Ellis County. I'm the vice chair. I've had open phone calls with Matt Rinaldi lately. Matt did support Abraham George. Everybody wants to talk about changing what's going on with the current administration, but under Matt Rinaldi, we have gotten all these elections done and all these conservatives won all these primaries. So why do we want to change that? Matt said Abraham is his guy. Matt also told me there are some of these candidates that are backed by feelings, so be very careful, because they want to go back to being moderate. They want to take, you hear them saying we want to go back. We want to go back. They're saying we want to go back so Phelan can keep doing his thing. So think that. And when Ken Paxton came out and said, I'm for Abraham George, that's all it says to me. So the people who voted against Paxton, who tried to impeach him, they want some other people in there. They do not want Abraham George. They don't want the current regime. They want us to go back like we were. So remember that in your vote.
Hello, I'm Dave Eagle. I'm from Hood County, and we do have some great candidates. I agree. It's a hard choice to make sometimes. I love Amy. She came helped Hood County slay 3 bonds in 24 months. So I appreciate her for that. And I'm here for Abraham George. He actually came to our county recently and asked for our vote and told us his platform. And he's endorsed by Mr. Ken Paxton. Representative Mike Olcott is a good friend of mine, so I urge you to vote for him.
I'm Daniel from Clinton County. I encourage you all to vote for Abraham George, and here's why. I was speaking with him here, and he was walking along the convention floor for the past few days, and he is one of the most conservative and principled people I have ever had the pleasure of speaking with. We are not just in the 2024 election. We are really in a battle for the heart and soul of this nation. I ask you all to reflect on Make America Great Again. And exactly what does great again mean? It means at one point we were great, and that's no longer the case. I fear for my children. You know, I'm a 21-year-old guy here speaking to y'all, so I think I have some time to go before my kids get into school, unfortunately. But imagine the things that my children will have to dodge in school. And that is one of Abraham George's top priorities. I think he's for the future. He's endorsed by all of the most conservative people in our state. All of the right people hate him, and all of the right people also love him, much like Donald Trump. And so I encourage you all to vote for Abraham George. Thank you all so much.
One more thing, I just confirmed with our SREC people, we have $3 million in the bank. That's what Matt told me yesterday. We are fundraising, so I don't know what all this fundraising deal is. We have more money in the bank under Matt. When he started, we were in debt. We have $3 million.
Last one is Weston Martinez. Anyone here for Weston? Very good. So we've heard from all the delegates and their advocates. Here's the way we're going to vote with this. We're going to vote by first name. You'll do your county and the first name of the delegate. We have no duplications of the candidate. I'm sorry, we'll have no duplications. Should be pretty clear. It's a pretty small piece of paper, so that allows us to be able to vote pretty quickly. When we get the voting started, Pete Sessions is going to speak a little bit. But right now, I think we need to close the doors and say again. We have to get a count from.
Point of order, we are not allowed to have candidate speeches while ballots are on the floor. If he's going to speak, he needs to speak now before you close the door.
Okay, thank you. Hey Pete, you got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. These people want to vote.
Thank you very much. I apologize on behalf of members of Congress. Most are not here. We were scheduled to have votes today, and at the last minute they got pulled. So I made it to Dallas last night, but those storms didn't make it here. Got up at 3:40 in the morning to get here, and I'm delighted to be here. I've been in Everett State Convention since 1988. I was at some before that, but I was in college. Our party is important to every one of us, and our country is important to every one of us, but we have to win. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please understand we are winning? I think we act like it's 4th and 80 and we're going to have to run the ball. We are winning. We're winning when we talk. We're winning when we show up. We're winning with the things and issues that we believe in. And I want you to know that if we get together, we'll win big. For those of you that don't know, I was chairman of the National Republican Congressional Committee in 2010, 9 and 10. We were 40 seats back. I changed the National Republican Congressional Committee. We'd had 4 regional events in the 2 years before, and we had 74 during the time that I was the chairman for the 9 and 10. We got our members together. We walked in the same room. We sold to the American people that we could work well together, that we could make a difference. And we sold the fight to the American people because we got together. We were not fighting each other. I want you to know we can win, and we will win, but we can win big, large, if we really work well together. The responsibility that we have in a senatorial district and a congressional district is up to the senator and the member. And I will tell you, we have spent too many weeks in Washington because we're fighting each other. I got 5 seconds left. Look for an opportunity, but those that are in the congressional district will hear and see where we're going to work together. God bless you.
So what's great about these conventions is you see precinct chairmen that are on the front line in their precinct, you see county chairmen that are on the front line in their counties, we see our state representatives, and then we get this, folks, that we're kind of disconnected from sometimes out east, and we don't know, and you hear, you read, and the media the way it is. It's good to hear these encouraging things. These numbers are exciting when you hear this. Very, very, very good. So we've heard from everybody now. Now we are going to vote. Doors are closed. Caucus chairman, caucus leaders in your counties, please get your count and come up and get your ballots. Again, we are going to talk to the secretary first. Again, we are voting by first name.
They don't know who all the candidates are on the RPT website.
If you wish to pull up the full name, the RPT website has the full name on that if you wish to. For all 7.
Doing my brain straight. I'm like this. I'm like what? I will be the first one to drop off. And in fact, I already know there are processes that are on the first
Y'all hear that?
Eat. And don't get me a buzz.
Again, please do not separate them up by candidates. Come down and bring them to the tellers. The tellers will take care of that. County name and first name of the candidate.
Haha.
Okay, as the votes are being returned back, folks, each candidate gets a watcher. So anybody that wants to be a watcher for their candidate, please come forward now. Make room for the candidate leaders to be able to drop off their votes. Please do not stand in the way. You can stand in front. Tellers. Find a spot in the front so you can watch. The watchers can go behind the tellers. Watchers can go behind the tellers. There could be possibly 7 watchers up here, folks. You can start counting, yes. You cannot leave while the voting. Hey, sir, if you leave during voting, you cannot come back in.
They'll just have to transition to a brave new world.
This whole male female thing.
That's what I'll be addressing in my vice chair speech.
This whole male female thing.
I guess my mugshots haven't been out in the text message yet, have they?
I haven't seen one. I think that's a bonus. Word for Trump. Black whip.
I've gotten it on the floor at 2 national conventions so far. Y'all, JJ, can you see if we're actually in the screen? I know I've set up an obstacle course over there.
Yes.
Okay, this is our first state convention without Paul Perry. This has been a big deal. Paul Perry has been a big supporter, and for me, both personally and as a delegate. So this is a big loss just for the grassroots. However, Louis Ponder is here too. He has been appointed, right, to fill the commissioner spot that Paul had on the Ellis County Commissioner Board. So he has big shoes to fill. He's already done a pretty good job filling them, and we expect him to grow into the shoes and keep doing that. Yes. So thank you, Louis.
Thank you.
Sorry, Paul, we miss you. Okay.
Thank you, Paul. I'll do my best to fill your shoes. Thank you very much.
There we go. What?
Another roused. And you're
it that you've gone from the time when I started in this party, from kooky, weirdo, filmer of, you know, holding people accountable to running for office? I'm just so proud of you. Is that the same person? You know what I'm talking about. But I think we didn't know she could cover meetings or something. Wasn't that true? Now, this was years ago. Yeah.
I was there for like 6 years.
Again, folks, remember when you go out, you cannot come back in until this is total.
Type up results as they come in.
introduce you. We got two school board candidates. You've met Melanie, haven't you? Okay. She is a one person like you. She is a walking nuclear bomb to the left wing dumbass. And I see we've got 6 in our contingency here. Exactly. And we knew he was going to try to make a run because he cannot stop himself. And they can't read the tea leaves. And so that guy that got it after the fact, and I voted for a Democrat against him too. It's like, thank you.
Let's affirm it.
I rest my case. Tony Mott, he used to be city councilman, and we got his ass up. We got Jim in there. Tony Mott. He's a, we ever.
I'm trying to place.
So you got Karen Lowry, she's on the board. And her husband used to be Secret Service. Kid with me. And I was like very impressed with the kids. Trying to get my grandson to come this time to the grandparents.
They know. But it's up to them to claim it. I know.
I was telling somebody that's Amy is a health practitioner. And that's what that's as important as anything else. And you and that I guarantee you he's lost 3. Maybe not in November, but we'll be back. Thank you.
Folks, listen up. Listen up. We are about 2 minutes out before they're double checking their math now. We will make the announcement. Once they're done, we'll open the doors. People are standing outside wanting to come back in. Just wait, folks. You'll come in a second. We'll make the announcement once we open the doors. Then there'll be a break because I doubt that we're going to come down with the first person. And we'll take a break. And then we'll start the second round. Again, no matter what the voting, if we're tallying votes or voting, you cannot come back in this room. Okay, Mark. Mark. Excuse me, sir. You can open up the door. People, you want to take a break now? All the tellers have got all their totals to the secretary. You need to take a break and open the doors. Let's get a 5-minute break, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, take your seats, please. Let me clarify some things just so people understand. We've heard from the delegates or their advocates, the supplemental rules that they adopted 2 days ago, there will be no supplemental speeches after this, depending on how the list falls out here. So we will go, as soon as we get all the delegates back from the break, we will go into the second round. The break was 5 minutes, folks.
I saw the numbers, but I don't know.
30 seconds, folks.
I can't say that one candidate lost to abstentions. Abstentions had a higher percentage than this particular candidate. If the ballot was spoiled or left blank or they vote abstain, that means they didn't like any of the 7 candidates or they voted ambiguous ballot and couldn't be tied to 1 to 7. That is weighted into the vote. That weight got higher than the candidates. Lost abstentions. Like I said, I was watching.
Some of us are not surprised.
Oh, I'm not surprised either.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, take your seats, please. I'm going to have my secretary, John, read off the results.
All right.
John?
Yes. All right, so here we go. 7 candidates. Hello, can you hear me now? All right, 7 candidates. Matt McCowiak got 34.05 votes. Dana Meyer got 52.73. Mike Garcia got 42.87. Amy Hedke got 11.65. Abraham George got 190.54. Ben Arbentia got 1.1. Weston Martinez got 32.48. And we had 1.6 abstentions. I think that's actually a majority for Abraham George. We have 367 voting street, so half of that plus 1. We had enough of the street for him that we don't have to have 6 rounds of voting.
We get to do it again for vice chair. Don't forget that. Stay focused. Exactly right. So this caucus has nominated Abraham George for state chairman, folks.
Okay, I'm a little surprised.
We have 11 votes compared to 1 abstention.
I am surprised.
Okay, now we will start.
I was surprised it wasn't you too.
Now we will start the nominations for vice chair. Let me read my script for the first part. The next order of business is the caucus recommendations for the state vice chair. The state vice chairman of the Republican Party of Texas is responsible for leadership, direction, and finances of the Republican Party of Texas and then presides over the executive committee. No, I'm sorry, that's the chairman. My bad. No. The state chairman presides over the vice chairman. I remind the delegates that our votes in today's caucus are recommendations only, which are according to rule number 41, are sent to the state nominations committee from the nominations forwarded to the committee on all district caucuses. The state nominations committee, by majority vote, chooses that person, and we are sending Abraham George again, chooses that person to be submitted for the convention as a nominee for the state vice chairman. Our member of the nominating committee must support our nominee on at least the first ballot during that process. The convention supplemental rules allows for the nominating and second speeches for nominees to the office of state vice chairman not to exceed, or an advocate, 5 minutes, including the time the candidate speaks on his or her behalf. At this point in time, we're going to open up the floor for nomination. Mr. Orr.
Point of information.
Yes.
Lee Barlow, Erath County. Since the rules are that the nominee for chair, if you elect one, a male, the nominee for vice chair has to be the opposite sex. Is that correct, or we put that?
You can, obviously, the party's rules are male-female, and that can be male chair, female vice chair, or vice versa. We have elected a male for our chair candidate to go to the committee. So you want to vote for a male vice chair? That is your right to, Leslie. They have to vote for a female?
They have to vote for a female.
They have to vote for a female. Okay, I thought
But John,
you can spoil your vote if you want, because we don't know how the committee's going to fall out. But anyway, you have to vote for a female. Then I've been correct. We don't know who the female's going to be. Yes. We can speak in the mic. Speak in the mic. Okay. This is a, hey folks, listen up.
Mr. Chair, I move that we as a body, well, I don't know if we're allowed to make extra motions because it would break the agenda. I asked for a point of information. Would it be acceptable for this body to make an inconsistent recommendation to the nominations committee? If we recommend 2 males, we have an inconsistent recommendation, but it would be a recommendation that could bind the vote of the first round for the vice chair.
Exactly.
Would it be the will that we can nominate males?
Exactly. This is the caucus, the delegation gets to decide what they want to do. If I'm telling you you can't vote for a male, Leslie,
if this is an issue, and I will adamantly tell, from all my heart and all my work on the rolls, I'm telling you, you must send a man and a woman, either a man chair and a woman vice chair, or a woman chair and a man vice chair. You have to do that. If you doubt me, please call Steve Evans, the parliamentarian. But don't go forward until you're confident in that.
Doesn't that come out of nominations though? Male for male.
Yes. So Kathy will take our recommendation, and should a female win, and we have a male, and we have a female vice chair, she cannot vote for our vice chair. So this body, when you send her, the chair after the elections can get us he has the ability to do a resolution, so he can get the sense of the body. Should this woman win at this level, and we're not sending a woman, what is your desires? He has the ability to do that. But our nominations, we have to send a male and a female in either one of those situations. We cannot have 2 males, and we cannot have 2 females. So the recommendation is informal, and that's where we give Kathy Ponce the sense of this delegation. And that's not in the rules, that's just us being cordial and amicable. But what is in the rules is that you have to send a male and a female. And one of them has to be vice chair, one of them has to be chair. You can't send...
So we are locked in by RPT rules now that we have nominated our male as a chairman. Go ahead.
My name's Randy Bellamy, I'm County Chair of Ellis County. This makes my 24th or 25th state convention. Traditionally, it always has been a man and a woman. Okay? That's been tradition. The rules do change and all, but at this point, I agree with Leslie. I do not believe it is, because when we send our representative to represent us, otherwise she would not, if there was a man voted in, she wouldn't have an individual to support at all.
Now granted, I trust Kathy to do the right thing,
That's what a representative
but
republic
she needs
does.
to know the will of the body. Thank you.
By rules, she has to support the first vote.
Yes, I have to support the first vote, and I will support the first vote. And I will support the will of this body on the second and third vote. But I am asking that we do what is traditional and historical, and that we take a vote on a female vice chair since a man has just been elected. If for some reason I walk into that room and a woman has won the chairship, y'all get my phone number and you blow me up for who you want as the male vice chair. I will respect your wishes and I will go to bat for you.
So I just texted parliamentarian for the party, Steve Evans, and let's see what he said. Just to make sure we go forward.
He said he was available for a phone call.
Folks, Steve Evans, parliamentarian. Steve.
Delegates, you will elect one man and one woman. Since you elected a man for your chair race, only female noticed vice chair nominees are now eligible. Men are no longer eligible to be nominated.
Thank you, Steve. Okay, so is everybody clear on that now?
Yes.
We have female nominations only. Once you want to nominate someone, if you want to speak to them, again, we will be over here for 5 minutes and we will make that rotation through. You're able to go in and out if you need to at that time. Mic number one.
My name is Camille Eckersley. I'm from Erath County, and I would like to nominate Rachel Hisler.
Okay, line number two.
My name is Eric Blake from Taos County, and I nominate Amy Hedke for vice chair.
Okay, line number one.
Clinton County, I nominate Brenda Randall.
Mic number one. That was Dorinda Randall.
Thank you,
Carr.
John Carr from Clinton County. I nominate Abby Johnson.
But the parliamentarians said they did when they reached the chair. Is it since this month?
Are there any other nominations? Nominations are closed now. If you want to speak to these people, please come up here and line up. We will draw for the order. Amy? Amy will be first to be spoken to. Rachel is second. Dorinda is third. Abby is the fourth. Again, you have 5 minutes. There will be a timer up here. Please watch it closely.
Amy. Hi, I'm Eric Blake from Taos County. You know it's bad when you try to do a dad joke and it doesn't land and the follow-up speaker has to clarify that. If I had told a good dad joke, it would have been apparent. I hope you heard Amy on stage yesterday. Or vice chair. I know a lot of people were leaving for lunch because she got to speak again, but she got to speak on a different topic on grassroots and delegate powers. Like, why are the mics so far forward for all the delegates in the back? And did you like that floor debate session on amending the supplemental rules? That's rare to see any delegate exercise their power to at least attempt to amend the rules, and then the body voted to, no, let's just keep the rules the way the SREC put it. Hey, delegates have power. Amy is proof that delegates have power. She is up here because the rules say you can file to run for chair and vice chair. But we can't have 2 men representatives be nominated to the state convention. Why is that? Well, let's fix our rules. And by the way, I am very much in favor of the way we're doing these runoff elections. We didn't even have to have runoffs, we had a majority. But this is not ranked choice voting. You are allowed to alter your choice on the second round. We got the fairest choice possible, and I appreciate that you are. We get our power because the Rules Committee did a good job. And with that, we are the party of the right. Where are your delegate rights? Over to Amy.
Okay, for you newbies out there, anybody who wanted to run in the chair race today or the vice chair race had to have declared at by 8 a.m. on Thursday before any of us ever met. Before the convention was called to order, anybody who wanted to be a candidate had to declare. I would really like to see our rules open that up a little bit more to where delegates who show up can actually assess the room over the next couple of days and decide on somebody who wants to run, even after this 8 a.m. deadline. The deadline should reflect a deadline that happens during the convention, not before it ever starts. This is just a basic right of the body to assess, talk, deliberate, and nominate. The affirmative action part probably needs to go away too. I know that came in with a lot of the Texas election code stuff, but we've already divorced ourselves from the TEC. I think we need to just keep on going. I know that there's the whole strong independent woman thing, but even I tend to prefer to follow a strong man when it comes to leadership. And I would not be opposed to seeing 2 men successfully leading the party. On transparency, can you find the declared candidates on the Republican Party of Texas website? There's not a separate page for it. They did put a latest news update, but you got to go there. It should be on the basic convention schedule website. Please let your chairs know and your vice chairs know to make sure this information is easy for delegates to find. There's a lot going on. I did, by the way, ask Alderson to adopt a house rule that would prohibit chairs from prohibiting streaming. So please ask your new speaker candidate to adopt a rule. And who was it that ran after Stickland left that tried to put a rule in the House rules that would ban chairs from prohibiting streaming? And that failed. Our Republicans in the House wanted to allow the chairs to prohibit recording by attendees. Please get that changed. I don't want to be dragged out again, but we can make that happen. As far as the rest of your business this week, I popped over into the Legislative Priorities Committee last night, and that was a mess. That is a mess. I'm hearing delegates asking the Priority Committee to strike abolishing abortion. We still have a lot of issues with abortion in Texas, and that needs to be priority number 1. We have delegates asking that this be stricken as a priority so that we can win elections. The best rebuttal I heard is that God does not bless unrighteousness. Please push for this to be the number 1 legislative priority.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Next is Rachel.
I nominated Rachel. Looking at her background, I was very impressed with it. She will continue to, or she pledges to advance and strengthen the Republican brand, which I think is really strong right now with all the fighting. Work with the grassroots to build strong local and level organizations. That's one thing that a lot of us complained about was things weren't local. Things were being changed outside the local area. She would pass legislative priorities and continue to be community and family focused, which to me is extremely important.
Duranda Randall. First, a quick shout. This is Chris Davis. This was my secretary for the Hood. I couldn't have done the job without her.
So my name is Chris Davis from Hood County, formerly from Dallas County, where I worked for 40 years before retiring to the Hood. And country living is wonderful. I'm here because I'm a personal friend of Dorinda Randall's. I worked with Dorinda in Dallas County. We served with Golden Corridor Republican Women. She served as president. Dorinda is a grassroots fighter. She's a redhead. She gets it. And I want to tell you that she will fight for Texas. We've got a country to save. Dorinda has children. She has grandchildren. She understands that we want more for the future of our children and grandchildren than what we are seeing that is happening in our country right now. And so I do want to encourage you to vote for Dorinda Randall for Vice Chair of the Republican Party. Thank you.
Hey again, it's me. I hope you're not tired of me coming up here. I'm supporting Dorinda Randall because she has a very youthful and she has a very energetic campaign. If you all will look around, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but I think me and Hayden might be some of the youngest people here. And no offense, but of course, can you imagine for just a moment here if this room was filled to the brim with people between the ages of like 18 to 30? And if the people who are going to be leading our future are going to be voting in for the future and saving our democracy, I think it's very important because it's a recurring theme that, as we've discussed, liberty is not passed down by DNA, it's taught. And I think that's something that Dorinda Randall very much understands. She was a soccer coach for 7 years, and she was on her PTA, she was the PTA president for 3 years. Now, for those of you in PTA, you know how difficult sometimes PTA can be. She has her children first, and she understands that the youth is the only thing that will keep our great nation moving forward. I pose a question to you, and that is, if we were to win everything tomorrow, we get everyone elected, Donald Trump becomes president, what would it matter if in 20 or 30 years, a generation that was not raised to love democracy and was not raised to cherish their liberty becomes grown, and then they come to these convention meetings? And that's something Dorinda takes very seriously. She is the definition of grassroots. She's worked with Tom Oliverson, who should have spoke today, funny enough. And she has been a very big proponent of grassroots activity everywhere. So that's why I'm supporting Dorinda Randall personally. I think that her platform is definitely youthful. I think it's vigorous. And I encourage you all to vote for Dorinda Randall if 20 or 30 years down the line means a lot to you. Thank you so much.
And finally, Abby.
Well, again, I'm going to echo what I said earlier about the chairman. We have a fine slate of ladies seeking the vice chair. There's no question that every one of them will do a superior job, and there's nothing about that. But the word that I apply to this one is redemption. My pastor down here will know that I've been redeemed from the pits of hell by my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And so has Abby Johnson. Abby, I served on the Abolish Abortion Subcommittee of the SREC during 2 sessions ago when the heartbeat bill and the trigger bill were passed. She was on my committee, and there is not anyone that works any harder than her. Now, she is not a one-issue person, but she is definitely an issues supporter for all elements of abortion. We've got to get rid of that. And so I ask you to please support Abby Johnson, and she would be a fine, fine vice chair.
As you may have heard yesterday, Abby's a professional fundraiser. She raised millions of dollars, as they reported. She is a survivor of an abortion and went on to work for Planned Parenthood for 8 years. She founded And Then There Were None, a ministry designed to assist abortion clinic workers in transitioning out of the industry. Since 2012, 680 workers left the abortion industry. And she's also involved in other pro-life issues, and she's a speaker recognized around the world. She speaks globally about right to life. She's also a Texas First advocate, and I recommend her to you.
Okay, folks, we've heard from all the delegate advocates. It's time to do our duty again. Delegation captains, please get the count on your counties. Please close the doors. Sergeant of Arms. Come up and get your ballots, please. No one else is allowed in. Again, it's the county, your county name, and the first name of your delegate, your candidate. Amy, Rachel, Duranda, or Abby? Again, the candidates, please put your county on your ballot. The candidates are Amy, Rachel, Duranda, or Abby.
Say both the first and your last names. First name.
First names.
Say the first and last name.
Amy Hedke, Duranda Randall, Rachel Hissler, and Abby Johnson.
Thank you.
They were asking.
There's no corresponding names, first names, folks, but if we need it.
Thank you for clarity.
Delegate. What did I say?
Tarrant County, Tarrant County. Yeah, you got to get your ballots out, sir.
crowd.
Okay, anyone that wants to be a watcher during this count, now that ballots are being turned back in, anyone that would want to be a watcher, please come forward. You'll be behind the tellers.
want to get the tally though. I've got this tally going. Thank you, my dear. If you can open the dots. Yeah. Right, absolutely.
Reminder, delegates, you can go outside. If you need to use the facilities, you cannot come back in until we're done and we get ready to announce. Again, you can leave until we get ready to announce.
I'm shocked. Well, will you be able to go?
Okay, Mark, you can open the door, please.
That's right. It's a little weird.
Okay, first thing I want to say, everybody in the room, Mark? Everybody waiting? All good? I know you guys have been sitting here a long time. Here's the first announcement. We got a majority this round. I don't know how it's going to fall. I'll turn it over to John.
All right, so our last weighted vote for the day in our convention, hopefully, unless I guess there's 4 or 5. Rachel got 46.17 votes, Amy 26.14, Dorinda 192.69, and Abby 80.7, and 8.3 abstentions.
Can you repeat Abby?
Abby is 80.7. Any other questions? 80.7.
80.
And the abstentions?
Dorinda Randall at 192. These are vice chair pick, folks. So, no runoffs. It's exciting. Very good. So there's a couple things we have to do business-wise. Just let me make some announcements, and then we're.
What was our voting strength for that?
So we are probably going to have some floor votes, more than likely, depending on how everything else falls, but we need to prepare for that. The front row of our caucus, so 22 is down there, the front row, we will have these people. They will be there. So delegate captains, county captains, you're going to have to come. The tap ballots will be there on the front row. Everybody else kind of fall in the same place. They probably took our name tags, county tags away from that. The last thing that we need to do as a body is canvass this. So our elections are complete. I will now entertain a motion to canvass the results and approve our report to the nominations committee. Do I have a motion? Do I have a second? Voice vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? This vote has been canvassed. Let me thank you guys so very much. I know it takes out of your time and that kind of stuff, and it's costly, and it's just very valuable that we do this. And you see a 20-year-old young man on this end, a 21-year-old man that's very articulate coming up here talking all the way through, I don't know who the oldest person is in the room, but that's exciting to see this. And so from a guy that was the first time when John Carr called me, he called me in November before all these candidates came out. Hey Steve, come to San Antonio, have some fun, it'll be great, 6,000 of your friends. And then we have 7 candidates, and then, but John, thank you. I appreciate it so very much. I consider you a friend. You've helped me tremendously. I'm sorry.
Point of personal privilege, may I say thank you to our chair for doing a good job of dealing with rules of drum action.
So last fall, they told me, Steve, you need both knees replaced. And I said, you need to understand what's on my plate between now and June. Nope, you need both knees. Give me a lot of drugs. I've been taking a lot of drugs. But June 17th, I turned this thing over to whoever may it be in Hood County. Both the runoff candidates are here. And my anniversary is the 27th of June for 37 years for my wife and I. And I'm going to get both knees replaced in July. So last formal business, in accordance with the RPT rules and the convention supplemental rules, all the business required for this second caucus meeting has been conducted. Therefore, this caucus meeting is adjourned. Thank you, folks.
Okay, we're late for general session, but off we go.